Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay! Welcome to FMLFPL. I'm Alon. What's up?
That was a rough one.
I fumbled. Something in my throat.
Yeah. You're just flying so high to this close to the sun that you forget your words. You forget your sensibilities.
I needed an auto sub for my throat right there.
Yeah.
Didn't get lucky enough.
It would have gotten you a lot of points, whoever that auto sub was.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell.
How you doing, baby?
Good. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks off, I gotta say. Doesn't feel bad right now. Especially before the fuckfest of December, and even just seeing the pictures, I'm just like, oh my God, I forget every year. It's just every 3 days, every team, every 3 days, like carnage. Otherwise, I'm good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, good. I'm not looking forward to the international break. I don't know. You always do, and I never do. Because I like fucking when the games are on the weekend.
I know. I mean, obviously
clearly
I
don't
do.
give a shit. So
obviously I like
know.
it, but
you also obviously don't like it.
I know. I love it.
Because it happens. We say goodbye, and no one hears from you for actually 2 weeks.
I just can use a few breaks now and then.
Oh my God. You are FIFA.
I think it's reasonable.
You're
FIFA.
FIFA.
I'm setting the
You're
the
a set
fixtures.
bladder.
I made the
you want more international
league that I forget the name of that the country is playing. Nations League. Let's go.
You're the Nations League commissioner.
I'm the Nations League guy.
Fucking disgusting.
Yeah. Today I am Nations League. Yeah.
Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot to talk about. I think there are a lot of talking points from the games this weekend, but we'll try to put it down today and then leave it for a little while.
Yeah, we're gonna do our normal thing that we try to do, which is pod today, take a couple weeks off. We'll be back on the next Thursday before Gameweek 13 for a Patreon episode, then that Friday for a live stream, and then Gameweek 13 is upon us. So yeah, we won't do a normal pod next week.
Yeah, I got the Anfield wrap on Friday to look forward to.
Oh my God, IRL Anfield wrap. You want to see Walsh in person? He'll be there.
Neil. I'm gonna touch Neil.
Yeah, you're gonna say that, like, you're gonna say something to him, right?
I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm chilling in the background.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, dog. That's not my style.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just gonna be chilling anonymously, wearing my FMLFPL sweatshirt and my FMLFPL hat, and I'll bring my coaster
and
box
holding a sign that
and
says
just give them
Neil,
away.
touch my dick.
Yeah. No.
Let's look at Team Walsh here.
If anyone does happen to go, and I'm going to be solo missioning that, so you come say hi. I'll be happy to chat a few.
Beers happily accepted, I feel like, maybe.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm driving, so.
Oh yeah, you're truly solo.
I can only have like 5 or 6.
Let's look at Team Faith and Nergison here. What went down here? We both took hits.
Oh God. Do we have to? We have
to. Dude,
it's a
everyone
mess.
was like, you gotta do your teams after we didn't do it for one
this
pod.
Team. This dumbass cunt manager. So stupid.
Team Walsh.
Terrible.
Captain Holland, which was a wash. Mo and Holland, exact same points. That's the first time in human history that someone hauls fucking ass that most people captain, and then you're sitting on the captain later in the day and they actually also haul fucking ass. It never works out that way. No,
it's not often that happens. So, yeah. 73 points after the hit. Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, this is my season every week. I just don't go anywhere and I suck. So, here I am.
Yeah, I mean, you got trips finally, so that hauled. That was
great.
Huge.
Genius move by me, as usual.
Josh B with the what really good pick will Walsh break next. I guess we'll get there later.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just him. I mean, Bumo also had like 48 chances, and he's just fucking shitting his entire asshole is impacting. It's what are you doing?
You still got Bumo for away Liverpool, home Arsenal.
No, but I mean, even still, you just watch the game. Is like, if I don't own him, he's getting double return in that game.
Nah.
Dude, it was like his best game in so long. He was fucking
had one
clean.
Big chance.
I don't know. I mean, he put up like over 1 XGI, whatever the fuck. Like, that's insane to blank on that. Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably, yeah, definitely.
I think he just had the one big chance. Oh, okay.
All right. Well, you can remember that. And I'm looking at the numbers here, and it's over 1. So
I'm looking on F2Ref. It's 0.5 XG, 0.2 XA.
All right, relax on XA. It's a noisy stat, but
XGI is just XG plus XA. That's what it means.
Yeah, but the XA is different. Different places speak to different XAs.
What do they put on here? Yeah, they put point. Give me a break.
Saka assists. Give me a break.
But you know what's one good thing about your captain Holland Hall is maybe people will stop asking us questions about transferring Holland out for a while.
Probably not.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah, probably not.
How many hauls until they stop asking us? Don't know. We're gonna test that. Look at this fucking team. Holy shit. Flying.
Oh my god.
Flying. 83 points after my hit. Pre-auto subs. Big fat red arrow down to 316k. Post auto subs. Big green arrow up to 105k.
Bam.
That's how you do it.
21 points in from the bench for the 2 people you bring
Unheard of. I've
Easy
never,
game.
in my long time of playing this game, have never had a game week like this where I bring in 2 guys who aren't even in the fucking squad. That's unbelievable to do. Like, that's hard to do. And then B, I'd get 2 auto subs and they both return is just fucking insane.
I'm really upset that you have Palmer because I was really starting to enjoy rooting against him as like a nemesis, bane of life.
I think he still should.
It's just unbelievable, this guy.
Obviously
I still will. I fucking hate him. I used to love him and now I just hate him.
He's such an anomaly because he keeps actually doing good stuff IRL in open play and getting no returns.
Yeah,
no goals, no assists in open play, no matter how big the chances, no matter what he does, no matter how many chances he creates, and then he just gets a pen.
Well, his shots are not from good places usually.
Like, it's mostly creative stuff that he does.
Yeah. But even then, it's like, who are you passing to? This is like the Eze argument. You're passing to fucking N. Jackson. Like, nobody. You're passing to nobody.
Yeah, Raz,
so it's
Jackson,
not a good place to be. But 4 pens in 5 games is fucking absurd. It's so tilting. It's so tilting.
It's called form.
It's just unreal.
No, it's the dumbest thing ever. Obviously, some people
it's fucking unreal.
All those points, and they're so lucky. And pens are the worst, but I don't know what to say.
It's just when they're balanced out over a flat like 38 game weeks, but to get so many in such a tight window is so annoying because we know why. Everyone knows why.
It's also like right in the window when he started becoming a pick. But like if this happened exact same 5 pen run 4 weeks from now, still pretty much no one would be on him and he'd be on everyone's bench and no one would get these points. But it's like right as he kind of emerged as a pick by getting an assist and then getting a pen assist in the next game, people were like, oh shit, Palmer. And then it just pen, blank, pen.
Well, it's partially that, but it's also that it feels like he's coming off people's benches.
Well,
like these are tough fixtures. Arsenal, Spurs, and City. He gets a pen in all 3 of those.
I mean, dude, the fraudulent and the baldness of managers in the Premier League just keeps growing in size. It's just I transferred 2 players who neither were even mentioned in their press conferences.
And they're both to the
out
bank.
Of squad?
Yeah,
they're not even
to the bank.
Rested. They're just injured, out of squad, cannot even participate for 30 minutes. Like,
I mean, if you listened to me and got Saliba instead of White, it would have been a -7.
What did Saliba get? 9?
Yeah, 8, 7, 9,
8 or
whatever.
something?
Like,
That
if you got
is
the right
so
pick,
ridiculous.
you're fucking scamming your way to the bank, dude. It's your season. It's your season.
Yeah, I mean, having good picks on the bench is good, but getting this lucky is also luck. I mean, it's
really
both.
good. Yeah, it's good.
Jesus, what a crazy week. Yeah, 100K. I'm looking good. I keep getting away with like other shit.
Actual murder. And you got wild cards still to come in the next month.
I still have wild card, but like I think like I was saying all week, like if I had Ollie, I think he's probably my favorite cap, but I don't own him. Like he could have triple returned.
Well, you say that.
Sometimes he does. He's done it this season. He's quintuple returns, but sometimes he's Ollie, you know. So, but like,
he's
what I'm trying to say is, I got away with home Luton at NFO, home Fulham from Ollie, and he scored 1 goal.
That's classic.
Home Luton, they scored 3. It's just like, oh my god,
he misses a enormous chance every single game. Every game.
Miss this week was more funny than normal misses, though. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, of course.
He literally swung his head and full body at the ball and just whiffed.
Yeah, that he did it that's like a Neil Maupay special.
That was incredible.
Yeah, he's special. He's a special guy.
Special guy. Special player.
All right, what else we got going here
Mug
today?
League leaders for November, 1 game week left. Brian Sutton, a.k.a. Mount Rashmore, tied for second place. London, Schultz, a.k.a. I know, Odegaardian Angels, and Chris Benson, a.k.a. Sobo Heaven. And in third place, SJ, a.k.a. Kai Mia River. Shout out to the public league leader, Mark Sinclair, a.k.a. Sinky FC. Good job by everyone there. Where should we start?
I wanted to start with the first game of the weekend. Spurs, I think, is the most
Spurs/Sun.
Yeah,
that's the big one.
So, what are we looking at here? What are you seeing here? Not going to work here anymore, or what?
Well, I think
could a team function worse?
I know they really played like shit. When was their goal? I feel like it was like first.
It was immediately
10 minutes of the game or something. And then
it was
they were
the first and last chance they created.
Yeah, it was the third minute. It was the third minute. Yeah, and they just did absolute fuck all after that point. And they barely even had shots. Their next shot after that third minute was 51st minute, and it was Bavis. They had nothing. They had absolutely nothing. What?
That was their next shot attempt?
Attempt.
Oh my God.
And they had no chance above 0.12 XG, which was Sun's blocked shot on the counter in the 88th minute. Like, they just did fucking nothing. And I don't think it was a decision. I don't think this was like one of those game state. Oh, they went up and, like sat in deep blocks and just defended. They just sucked. They just couldn't move the ball. They couldn't function.
Yeah. They tried to do what they have been doing this whole season, and they couldn't do it at all.
Have a crack, mate, And
I mean, that's what happened in this game. Yeah. I mean, they could not play.
Wolves were just, obviously to score 2 goals in the last 6 minutes or whatever is insane, but like they had multiple other chances to score. They had like really good counters. They were kind of carving through them. And it's definitely a concern. It's definitely a concern. I was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever we did that pod, we were talking a lot about like captaincy, and I was thinking like Spurs home Villa in 13. That's my captain. Like Arsenal's away Brentford, City and Liverpool play each other, and now I'm just like, is it even remotely viable? Probably not.
No, absolutely not. I think the answer is absolutely not. I mean, you watch this game, and especially Son in particular, he was doing midfield stuff, that we haven't seen him do since. All year, really. How much he was dropping in, and he was trying to kind of just be someone who, and his passing was really poor, I thought, in general in the game as well. But yeah, this is just a team that can't play. And I think Son's a sell. I don't think he's a hold. I think he's just strictly a sell, looking at their fixtures to come. I mean, they can't get him the ball. How is he going to score points if they can't get him the ball? The best chance that he has at touching the ball is if he drops into fucking literal at the halfway line.
Yeah.
But, you're looking at, without Madison, it is a house of cards. I mean, I don't know if Lo Celso might be the answer.
Lo Celso,
like if he plays,
could add a lot potentially.
If he plays both of them, but Sarr completely lost. Basically didn't play. Johnson completely ineffectual. When Johnson has to come into midfield and link, it's a mess. He can't do that at all. All he could do is pick the ball up, drive, carry, and run in a straight line or shoot. Basically. Yeah. But when he's in the middle third, he's just offering very little. Kulusevski checks, passes it backwards. I mean, there's just Højbjerg was a 0 out of 10. It was one of the worst games I've ever seen him play. He's just trying to, he can't do any of the things that he's being asked to do. It's just problematic. I mean, you add all this up and you get what we saw, right? I mean, it's just a team completely bereft of ability to move the ball forward, make more than 4 passes. I mean, Basuma's like doing his best, but there's just no technical ability here. It's donkeys. It's just a bunch of donkeys work, and they just lose the ball. It's the 6th pass or the 9th pass or the 12th pass. They're slow. It's such a mess. So, yeah, I mean, I think Son is strictly a sell. I mean, they have no reinforcements coming. I don't know why they would be better soon. I don't really get that. I mean, Basuma's suspended. But what does that even do?
It just adds a dribbler, a passer, just some more build-up instead of out of position on the wrong side,
Udog's also is just not creative. Like, he's not doing creative
but
stuff.
I'm just talking about moving the ball, right? I mean...
Yeah.
Udog,
where you go,
and then maybe Bentancur, maybe Lo Celso. That's like the bull case. And that was Phoenix's question. Mike's question was basically like, should we be worried? Should we sell? I'm still a hold for Villa, and part of that is because of Villa stylistically. They catch more players offsides than anyone in the league by like 3 times. But they also concede a goal or 2 every fucking game in their existence. They're also bad on the road. It's just a perfect Sun game. And if there's...
Wolves were there down 1-0 running after the game, and they couldn't break on them. Like, it was that was there. That was there for them to look at this. Like, go there. All of Wolves players are forging forward constantly, and they couldn't get out of their half.
I still think it's a hold, but pretty much just for one game week, because then, it's away City, home West Ham, which is good, home Newcastle, at NFO, home Everton, at Brighton. It's just fucking tricky and bad. But I think the other thing is that, this game came 5 days after a double red card, double injury massacre against Chelsea, and they had no prep time to just run out a lineup of guys who have never played before, out of position.
But dude, this is the team. This is who their players are available.
But they could use some training
before the game started. When we saw the 11, this is fucked. This will not work, and it didn't work.
Yeah, but now they get to train together a bit. I think that we'll see a bit of an improvement home against Villa, which is a really easy game plan, I think. So hold 1 week, but
yeah.
And the fixtures for other teams, which is Voldy's point, the fixtures for other teams this week are also so bad. Like, who are you targeting? All the good teams have a bad fixture this week. City's home Liverpool. Newcastle's home Chelsea. Arsenal's away Brentford. Brighton's away NFO. Spurs home Villa. That's a big one. There's no one else. There's Bowen, I guess, right? Like, that's like the one.
That's definitely Bowen. But I mean, that's separate from the point. Like, who to target or who to get is, who. But I think just strictly looking at Son in a vacuum of what is this asset? I think it's just a sell.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really bad.
Yeah, the timing, Villa at home, the landscape of the game right now, who's going to be fine. Yeah.
It's
there's
two
no
different
obvious
conversations, sort of.
Yeah, other than Bowen, there is no obvious replacement. So it's definitely click that button. But it's really hard for me to imagine them getting better.
It couldn't have been a worse start, for sure. I mean, Son had 0 touches in the box. He had one shot and it was blocked from like 25 yards. Yeah, it was bad. It was fucking bad. They should be concerned. I'm definitely concerned as a Sun owner.
Dude, Poro also, I can't handle him at all. Like, he completely
in a
cooks
way,
me. He fucks my head so hard watching him play. I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. I can't stand him. It's just
he's
absurd.
He's been on your kill list since that Palace goal. But like,
no, but before that too, it's just he's just such a disaster. He's such a luxury player. He's just a disaster. Like, he's a disaster. I can't stand him.
Yeah. So Spurs are definitely trending downwards big time. I mean, in a way, there's nothing else to really talk about because no one owns any of their other players and no one should.
Yeah.
So it's like Son or not Son. My vote is keep him for one more week, reevaluate. Probably,
and I probably will too. I mean, it's not like it's not like I have 2 frees or anything where I have all this fucking good. I mean, I might not. This is because the thing that was reminding me of when I was thinking more about Son is like we were talking before Matto was confirmed out on the My Life or whatever about this is what we think is going to happen. Yeah, and then
it's exactly what happened.
This is like don't think they're going to improve. I think that they're going to barely score a goal a game, and he's 9x on pens, which we think we know. Meanwhile, there are 5 million players on pens that get one every game. Yep. And it's just like, what are we doing with this guy?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like when the teams are going good, having an out of position striker is a fucking hard on, right? It's like the best thing in the game is like, oh my God, this mid is playing striker, best thing ever. Now it's a disaster. I mean, he just can't get the ball, can't get in the game, can't get shots, can't get touches in the box. Like, and it's just like, oh shit. Like, I wish he was playing left wing at this point. He would have got the Brennan goal and then waste someone else's time. It, like, as a Gordon owner, it reminds me of like almost that. Like, when the lineup came out, everyone in Discord's like, oh shit, like Gordon center forward, like great. And I'm just sitting there like, is that even good? Like Gordon standing in the middle of 2 center backs? It seems really bad.
He doesn't know what to do.
He can't hold up. He doesn't know how to get the ball. He doesn't make striker runs. I'm like, it's bad actually. So I mean, there's not much else to say. And then great win for Wolves. Gary O'Neill, man, he's fucking legit. Gary fucking Neil.
Yeah, I still don't really know what to make of him. I mean, I
think he's doing a good job.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm really reluctant to like give him praise. I feel like they've been largely fine this year. I mean, they beat City, which was, a result. I mean, he's figured out how to do shit at Molineux, basically, which is like they always kind of have been able to do. And he started off really rocky, but he does have, a handful of good players in his squad. I still just don't feel like he sets them up correctly. I feel like he doesn't pick,
which I think is a really good reflection of him. You know what I mean? I mean, there was a world where Lopetegui came in and they're just triple-decker bus every game, nightmare, worst team to watch in the league, barely scraping draws, and they're in fucking 15th, and we're like, they could go down. I don't know. They have nothing. I mean,
let's be honest here, though. They were sitting on 4 points after drawing Luton after game week 6. So, he's turned it around lately. Yeah. And he also found some cohesion
5 days before the season started.
Sure. So maybe he's been, whatever. I'm sure.
And like an Onana pen away from, another point there. They've just had weird shit, weird games.
Sure. But, ultimately, when you look at this team, granted Neto's hurt right now. I mean, they have more than one, $30 million players in this team. Yeah. Like they have like 7 of them. So they should be better than 19th or 18th, right? I mean, that's the fact of the matter.
You would think. I mean,
I still feel like I still feel like they should be doing better. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of their really clearly good squad members are just not there anymore. And a lot of their guys who are like maybe valued at a lot of money or they paid a lot of money for are like other teams are like, is that good? Like, is Cunha worth the money? Like, is
But like Cunha, I think is a good example. Like, what the fuck does he do? Like, I've watched a lot of their games, and all I feel like I watch him is like, you're fucking everything up. Like, all he does is fuck shit up. Yeah. And the giraffe guy can't get a look in. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I know they spent money on some of these guys because Mendes just fucks this team up the ass every day, all day. But like, who's actually worth the money on this team? It's like Neto and Kilman.
Well, I think there's a player in Cunha, like he shows some good attributes, but he's just not put in the position. Like he's asked to do like more than he can, or he needs to be playing off somewhere. I don't know, but I think there's a lot of that in the squad. I mean, dude, this Belgrade guy taking corners. Did you fucking see those corner kicks he was taking? How do you watch this player and keep... I could have taken better corner kicks. I mean, it was fucking crazy.
I want to see proof of that.
The corner kicks he was taking was insane. And you're just like, how is this the thing that's happening? It's stuff like that just does my head in.
Yeah. I think the squad is worse than you think.
I mean, Tommy Doyle doesn't play.
6969.
He doesn't play. Dude, he scored like fucking 20 goals and assists last year and fucking flamped, didn't he? He lighting the world on fire.
I don't know what Tommy Doyle's doing.
I think he was on Burnley and he was fucking sick.
Oh, he was. Yeah, right.
And he can't get in over some of these. I don't know. It's just, I don't know why we're talking about Wolves. This is huge digression.
Probably because they beat Spurs and deserved it.
Deserved it.
No, he played for Sheffield. He got 3 goals, 4 assists last season.
Monster.
It's similar to 20, but it's not quite.
It's not quite 20. I'm thinking of McAtee. Am I thinking of all the white, anonymous, slightly short city midfielders just blend together to me that they loan out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Palmer being the best of all of them. We could talk about Newcastle too. I mean,
oh god.
Jitterbug said, "Is it too reactionary to move off of my Newcastle picks, or are actually smart? Their thin squad looks to be showing. Is something like Gordon to Palmer or Eze actually ahead of the curve? Pete, is it worth switching off Gordon to Palmer as JWP? Obviously, you just double moved in Trips and Lascelles. Overreaction? I mean, I think so.
Well, I mean, I think we need to talk about the very troubling trend with them is that they have been so bad away. I mean, literally all season. I mean, their away results and performances all year have been abject. So, we know that St. James, since they've gotten the green and white national team kits in, has been loud and very raucous and a very difficult cauldron-y type place to go. And their results have shown that. I mean, they're just destroying everyone to nil in cruise control at home, basically.
Yeah.
And away, I mean, they're just shipping 2 every game. They just ship 2 to bad teams every game and barely get a result, barely can find a point. So, I don't know what he does the same thing home and away. It's still the same fucking dull 4-3-3. Everyone does the same job basically. And, we saw, Bruno G, big miss against Bournemouth or whatever, this and that. But I don't think the thinness of the squad, again, I still maintain what we talked about last time, where the third version is not that far away from the first version. Look, okay, you miss Bruno G and Callum. Like, okay, that's different. But I mean, we don't. That's not going to be the next game. Bruno's back. Maybe Callum will be back in 2 weeks. We won't know until we see the team sheet. Obviously, with Edward managing there.
That fucking rando started instead of Bruno G. It's like, obviously that's a significant downgrade.
But Almiron got hurt during the game, and they can't get a foothold. Yeah. Like, fine. Hall. Also, played a half. That was clearly an error. Probably played Livramento to begin, but maybe that was a minutes thing. Ultimately, I still just feel like this 11 that they're going to put out next game week is basically just as good as it would be if it was game week 1 and the entire squad is available.
That's how I feel. Because also, like you mentioned, like Eddie's just such a notorious liar. We don't really know the status of some of the guys, but it seems like Isak, Miggy, Barnes even are close. Like Bruno G's back from suspension. Botman, we have no idea. Like guys could just start coming back and then their team is just normal. And then I expect them to just perform well like they have been basically all season, except for, these last 2 games.
Or they don't come back and they've, again, like basically Bruno been losing or drawing every away game. And we need to just maybe look at that more closely, that a good on paper team that they're playing away is it's not a good fixture. So like, I think obviously trips is proof of anything, but if you're going to try and drop Lascelles in or do some little diddles like that, when they're away, maybe you want to see if you can try and, hide them, but they have home Chelsea, home Man United, the next two. They could clean both of those. Wouldn't be surprised
They
at
could
all.
clean and win. They'll be heavy favorites in both of those. Yeah.
I don't think they'll be heavy favorites against Chelsea, but they'll be slightly favored. They'll be heavily favored.
United, they'll be heavy favorites.
That's a joke of a game and a joke of a fixture. They'll be heavily fixtured in that game. But, these are the kind of things we keep seeing this season. Them playing at home it's just these games they just kill them dead. They score, they win. It's just they're easy clean sheet to nil games. So. Yeah. I think that's sort of how I see them right now. Really not also dramatically different.
I don't have this flushed out, but there's something too. Like the home away splits, I feel like this season are like bigger than I can remember in previous seasons. Like,
they have been.
If you just look at Newcastle, Liverpool, and Villa, these teams just win like basically 3-0 every 3+ goals and win every home game. And away, they've been, all three of them been like, well, not Liverpool's not really losing much, but drawing. Villa and Newcastle losing or drawing. And it's just like, I don't know. It's weird, right? I mean, it seems extreme.
Yeah, I agree. The extreme, it does feel extreme. It's just one of those, I guess, so far. You can't really find an explanation. I mean, there should be a split, but it shouldn't be this extreme.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And Villa's 23 goals scored at home, 6 scored away, 5 conceded at home, 12 conceded away. Liverpool 17 scored, 2 conceded at home, 10 scored, 8 conceded away. And Newcastle's 14 scored, 3 conceded versus 13 scored and 10 conceded. And one of them, I think that's just boosted by the Chef U one, maybe. Or was that a home? I don't remember.
No, that was away. That was their
That was away. So that just like completely...
If you remove that one, it's even worse.
Yeah, without that one, it's ridiculous.
It's horrendous.
It's a negative goal difference without that one. It's a negative 5 goal difference without that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're playing like a top 4 team at home and a bottom 5 team away, basically.
Yeah. Still good. Yeah. I still back them. Yeah. I think another common big talking point is just looking ahead 2 weeks from now at captain. Like I said before, I mean, it's just a tricky week. A lot of tricky fixtures, weird fixtures, hard to predict matches. But Ray had maybe the most poignant of all the questions. He said, have we just settled into a meta of only capping Mo or Erlang? Going off of one of the big two seems not worth the risk.
Not with you on that one.
Yeah, Phoenix said, who's the captain pick next week with City versus Liverpool? Mike, has a City-Chelsea match made us think any differently about the Liverpool-City match? And then Son with the Bowen cap shout.
Bowen's the best cap this week.
What?
Bowen's the best cap this week for sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh, yeah. Not even close.
I think it's probably Holland for me. Yeah.
No, I'm not on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, Burnley... They can't not ship 4.
Burnley are the biggest joke in the team. In the league, maybe.
I mean, they don't know how to play and not ship 4 goals. And that's it. That's it for me. And City and Liverpool, we've seen them play mad games before. We've also seen them not play games very often before, where it's, neither of us want to lose and we will do nothing.
Yeah,
and it will maybe be 1-0, 0-0, or 1-1, and that's the game.
Like trying to remember all their matchups in the last 5 years, it's just fucking impossible. I feel like more often than not, there's a lot of goals.
Yeah, it's again, when we're looking, obviously, West Ham, Bowen, it's like punt, fine.
Yeah, but
when you're looking at a game, I mean, this is just how I approach the FPL is like, if I have literally no idea what could happen and I'm like, 0-0, I would never be surprised in a million years if the City Liverpool early kickoff game after the international break, when their entire
Absolutely.
11s were gone. Both of their first team
Both of
11s
their-
are all, every
100%.
single one of them's gone. Pretty much every single, right? That it's going to be a drab, dull affair. Yeah, definitely.
Very possible. Very possible.
Versus like, oh no, they both are just like, fuck it. Just go run around, do whatever the fuck. And it's 3-4. It's like, okay, yeah, that could happen too. I don't like that. I want to stay away from that as much as possible, as much as I can. And I don't see a universe where West Ham don't score 3 or more in this game. I cannot imagine that.
I see that universe.
I just don't.
Burnley are fucking horrific, but they haven't gotten pummeled in every game, just most of the games. And West Ham are just like fine. Like that. It just feels more risky to me just because I'm betting on West Ham to like perform well and score goals, or perform decently well and score goals.
It's just the way the game will go. I mean, West Ham are a mad team
They're
to
good at
predict
countering.
Generally, but
they're good at countering.
And all Burnley are going to do is just try to possess and knock it around and play high.
Possession.
It's like, this is a
They're
dream
so
scenario.
Dumb, dude. I know that you said it's like good and fun. Their company's a fucking moron. What are they doing?
I mean, that's
how can you support this team?
That's separate. That's a separate.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not going to get drawn into that again.
Getting carried away.
I'm not going to get drawn into that. But ultimately, like, this is just, and they could score 3 and Bowen doesn't get anything. I mean, I don't think that's very common, or like that's not expected, because he is so central to all the things they do. But I mean, I think Bowen also is still sort of not like, I feel like the FPL community still hasn't really opened their eyes to see, like, he has 8 goals, open play goals in 12 games.
Yeah, no, he been on ridiculous fire.
Open play goals in 12 games. He plays 90 every game, and he's the best player on the team. I think he should be viewed at like a 10 million pick or whatever, like a 9-5. Like he's like he's playing like a premium asset, and he looks like one.
He's definitely returning like one, but then you watch the highlight of like his NFO goal, and I'm like, where's Bowen? I'm like, how did he even get ahead on that? His only shot in the game is a fucking corner header. And I'm like, what the fuck?
The thing with him too, though, that happens a lot is, and it's more of also a function of West Ham being West Ham, but there's so many times where he's like the back post runner that doesn't get found, or he's the guy like ghosting right behind, and then the guy snatches it in front of him. Like he's just always in and around. He's always there or thereabouts. And I feel pretty strongly about that one.
Yeah, he's like the type, if we still did the scouting shit, if you watch just like all of his like crosses towards him that don't get completed. Yeah, it is exactly that, right? It's like Paqueta or someone on the left, just
instead of passing him a tap in, they shoot from outside the box. Like
or they curl one to him back post, and the keeper just like easily catches it. But like they're looking for him for big chances. Yeah. I mean, I think Bowen is definitely a shout.
Because this is the same thing, I think, to what we were talking. I mean, I don't know we didn't talk about how you ended up on mocap, and I stuck with.
Yeah, that was like a Friday mess. Yeah.
But I think like that is a similar process of where we're sitting there. We're like, okay, Chelsea are fucking 6s and 7s in defense, playing high and all over the place.
Yeah, you read that game perfectly, I think.
And Brentham is like kind of tough. And, Liverpool played better, and it was a lot easier. And that was actually kind of a mad game. But,
it was a crazy game. I felt lucky to get those Mo points. I think people who are sitting there being like, oh, Mo, obvious cap, I got the points, are like kidding themselves.
It did not play out that way at all. And you got the brace, so you're obviously he's the best player, one of the best players in the world, he's going to get points. But I still feel like that game could have been just 2-0, like
100%.
Liverpool scored a couple
offsides.
Been a 1-1. I mean, the game was crazy. So I mean, I still feel like that's the way. I don't know, like that's the way I just like
just
to
looking
captaincy
at
versus just
like
looking at the
home away
historical
splits again, right? Like I'm looking at City are the best team in the world. I'm looking at Holland's just like doing all the same shit. All their fucking XG and shots go to Holland. And I'm looking at a Liverpool team that's not gonna go there and think and be like scared. They're gonna try and go win the game. They're gonna try and attack. They're gonna try and score goals.
I think they will try to win the game, but I think they will try to do it by just smash and grabbing something, not by asserting themselves and being open and leaving gaps. Like, I think it's going to be a lot more from both teams, very controlled.
I just don't know if they have that in them. Like, I don't know if they have that gear. Right? Like, they might just be a fucking 0 or 100 team. But I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, right now I have it on Holland. I don't own Bowen.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see the case made for Bowen. And I mean, we've always never really believed in the historical shit, right? But if you look at Mo's numbers against Man City, it's a fucking joke. And he has more returns against Man City than any other club ever that he's played against, which is ridiculous. But
that's nice.
I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm sure some people are going to be on Mo, right? I mean, it's not going to be no one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think for me, it would be Bowen 1, Holland 2, Mo 3 this week, probably.
I'm such a fucking pervert. I'm still like, Son at Villa, dude. I mean, Son home Villa.
That's complete. He would be like 14th.
No, I still back Son this week. I really do.
I don't.
Villa, man. I just think it is the freest fixture for Son. It's fucking tailor-made for him. I just need someone to hit a long ball. Someone just hit a fucking long ball to him. He'll do the rest.
Who's going to do that? Royale? They don't have anyone that can do that.
Yeah.
So, good luck.
Exactly. Udogs, Sar.
Yeah. Nope. None of them can do it.
Poro can.
Yeah, sure.
You can.
Oh, yeah. Seen him do it 0 times before.
No, I've seen him do it multiple times this season.
Sure.
He can do it.
Sure.
Keeper's another thing. This is, I want to spend exactly 0 seconds on this, but we got a bunch of questions about it. You still have Areola. I mean, Harley Boy said, is it time to bail out on the Areola experiment? How much longer can we endure this in the name of having funds to spend elsewhere in your 11? Ben,
you got 2 points this week.
That's pretty good. It's double Johnstone. Ben said, which stupid keeper should I waste one of my 2 frees on? Joking, keeper seems to be a big issue for a lot of us. Is Johnson the obvious pick, or Raya, or Flecken, or blah, 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 blah? Probably not Flecken, but could be.
It's definitely not Flecken. Dude, Flecken should get dropped any game. Literally any game he should be dropped. Yeah. Areola, probably the worst keeper pick in the game.
He's so bad.
Who's worse?
Steele.
Fair.
But Odysseus is way better.
The team that has 0 cleans versus the team that has 1.
Yeah, I mean,
the team that has 1 clean wins out.
Yeah, it's insane, man. I don't know what to say. They're so not Moisey, which I still can't really wrap my head around. But they're not organized. They can't defend. They also can't defend a lead, right? If there's one Moyes thing, I'm like, okay, they take the lead. 2 deep blocks, defended, counter with 1 striker. That's their thing. They can't do anything. They can't do any of those things.
Yep.
But what are you going to do? Are you going to make a move? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I last week, I did my moves intending to not do something to goalkeeper to try and be like a good, smart FPL manager.
Yeah.
Don't use your
transfer. You made the good long-term moves.
So I have, no money in the bank to do anything there.
Perfect.
So they're playing Burnley. They will definitely not keep a clean sheet. I would bet any amount of money that they will not keep a clean sheet at Burnley.
There's no way.
And I hate myself every day that I see his name in my team. And I want to get rid of him so badly. Basically, what I'm looking at, Cash also, I cannot have this fucking piece of shit in my team any longer either. So Ariel and Cash, I need to imminently discard and deal with. Like, I need to get them fucking off my team. Yes. So I don't know if I'm going to do that like now, or I'm going to try and save and do it next game week, or maybe I'll use Son as a cash cow and do a triple move with 2 frees. I'm all kinds on that one, but
right.
Ariel is a horrendous pick. He is Dan Ward 2.0. There's no point in keeping him if you can possibly bear to use a transfer on the spot. If you have a free any free available move that you could use.
Yeah.
You will
As
get
for
more
who
points.
to get,
Yeah.
I don't feel strongly about anyone. I mean,
anyone but Steele.
Yeah, I feel like even Pickford's fine. Bob Sanchez is fine. Johnstone's fine. If you can go up to Allison, he's great. I even think Flecken's fine. Raya's good, except obviously he doesn't play this week. Any of
Raya's
those.
actually kind of maybe not good. I was looking a little deeper there. I mean, a 2 or a 6 you don't want, I think.
But didn't he get some bones early on? Like right when he came in, he got like, oh shit, he's getting bones. Like
he got one
the
game
Everton
in the
game. They
Everton
won
game.
1-0. He got 2 bones.
But he hasn't been hitting the pass completion numbers really, other than that. Like, because there's like a threshold where it escalates because of the numbers of them that you do. So, like the other clean sheets that he's had, like the Bournemouth, his BPS was 26, which is like kind of high. Sometimes
that's pretty high.
Sometimes
pretty
you get
unlucky to not get bones there, but they scored 4. So
yeah, but I don't know if it's that unlucky. I think 26, you're close to your other 1 or 2 other defenders, like to get bonus points with that number.
Yeah.
But then he only had 20 with City. Presumably he's clearing it a lot more. They're not passing out from the back as much as typical. So, Sheffield United, he had 19, which is horrendous, but also probably because they didn't even get the fucking ball.
They didn't, the ball never entered the half.
It could be a little bit misleading where maybe that Everton game is like they play someone who's not either like the actual worst team in the league or the actual best team in the league.
Yeah.
And they clean. So like if he's getting somewhere between 26 and 30, then maybe he's getting, but because you look at, look at Allison, right? I mean, his bonus points are, he had 32, he hit, 26, 29, 29, 27. Like he hits like really high numbers consistently. So,
and part of that's because Liverpool concede a lot more shots. Like, some of those games he's making 1 save, but some of them he's 8 saves, 4 saves, 3 saves, 3 saves, 7 saves, 4 saves, 4 saves.
Yeah, but I mean, Raya does feel like the most obvious one to me.
I think Raya's is still an amazing pick. Their long-term fixtures are just great. I mean, they have away Liverpool in 18. They have home Liverpool in 23. That's it for a really long time.
Yeah.
Where you're even like looking at, a bad start or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I still think he'll get some bones. He will. He's not going to get none.
Yeah. And, maybe some of those games will... Yeah, he's cheap. He's 4.9. Maybe some of those games will sort of, normalize around that.
Yeah.
Around the 26 to 28 mark. Every save is a couple. So maybe instead of getting 1 save, he gets 2. I mean, that could be the difference. So
yeah, exactly.
He could get some 7s and 8s in those games as well. So yeah, Raya looks good. That would be who I talk about. He can't play this week, but
yeah.
Moving forward, Allison's still great. Great pick. He is the best pick for sure. Best goalie in the game is Allison.
Always has been. I mean,
money isn't like that hard to come by, so I like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Anything else, or should we jump to some questions?
Yeah, question sounds good. Oh, actually, the City Chelsea game. I mean, we haven't even mentioned
that fucking insanity.
Yeah, but dude, Ruben Dias and Thiago Silva were just at the scene of every crime. Like they were trading blows.
Dias was so bad.
It was the worst game he's ever played in his life. He was
best center back in the world.
Every single goal he had horrendously fucked up in some capacity. Yeah, exactly. Every single goal they conceded. Thiago Silva not far off. I think he was at fault for 3 of the goals.
The replay of the Nico Jackson goal is worth watching if you haven't seen Diaz's action in that. But Gallagher's like getting ready to shoot. Diaz just
vacates himself from the play.
He just dives.
He eliminates. He's
like slide tackles the literal air trying to block a shot. He has no idea where the shot is going at all. He's not reacting. He's just guessing. And then Nico just creeps in and scores.
Yeah, I mean, if you're conceding to end Jackson, you're a bad defense. Vardiol also just eliminating himself from one of the goals. He's fucking had some moments.
Who had the least amount of fun that game? My vote is Pep Guardiola.
Pep
I think Pep was just
there.
like, this isn't football. This is not the game that I love. This is fucking horrible.
Yeah, the post-game presser I actually watched. It was fucking... It was like, a few minutes. They asked him a question about Palmer. And he was just like, good call. He just stares like, yes, good penalty.
Good penalty.
Then he just
can't even get the words out of his fucking mouth.
It's just like he wants to fucking rip this guy's throat out.
Oh my
It's
God.
like, yes, confident, good. So it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're trying to get something out of him so badly, you just won't give it to him. I mean, yeah, that was a crazy
their defense.
game.
I mean, that I think is something that, to draw from slightly is, I mean, their defense is kind of problematic, I think. I mean, it's maybe a little bit of a, historical sensibility, but their injuries are an issue, I think. Like missing Stones.
Stones is huge. Yeah.
It's huge. I mean, because Stones really does do 1.5 players worth of shit. And Ruben was kind of bad last year, and Pep seems to be trying to find any reason not to play him this year.
Yeah.
He's kind of been playing him in meaningless games generally, and he's sort of been not wanting to play him in the important games, I feel like.
He's kind of a donkey. Like, he's
slow now. And
he's not really like a City player that you would think of. Like, he doesn't have the attribute. Like, they would never buy him right now. Right?
No,
like, would be like, oh, this is a really weird fit, really weird buy.
I mean, I don't remember who, one of the Anfield Rap shows I listened to just said, like, the slide tackle, the penalty he conceded, was very Otamendi-esque. He is Otamendi. Like, he is just...
He's just turning into a complete donkey.
I mean, he is literally the same player. Like, he does the exact same thing. All he can do is kind of slide around with the defense, make the simple side pass, and that's it.
Right.
I mean, that's it. And when he's
had some huge blocks, huge tackles in the way that those kind of defenders do. Yeah, like last ditch. Like, he cuts it out. He makes the tackle. He makes the key header, whatever. But, like, that's not what City defenders do.
Yeah.
Like, City defenders, like, take down the ball in the air, control it, beat a man, pass through the midfield to Rodri, or like something like that. That's what a City defender does.
I feel like with him, because like the first 2 seasons he was there, he was great. He was like best defender in the league maybe for a year. He got slow fast. And what do you do when you play with City? As a center back, you're playing a high line, you have to turn. He cannot do that anymore. He just can't. He's just fucking slow as shit. And I think that's like just a huge issue with him right now. Akanji also is, he's...
I like Akanji still.
He's fine, but he's just fine.
Yeah,
if he's having to do more heavy lifting, he gets exposed.
The thing that's good about him is he's acceptable for Pep and City, and he's acceptable at literally 4 positions. Which is like insane. Like, he can do a fine job at left back, right back, left center back, right center back. So he can kind of do anything, and he's still good. But yeah, Diaz is just weird. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah,
Ake hurt, Stones hurt.
They're kind
still
of a mess.
Like, they're not. They still have that, just dominance factor where they're just gonna run into some cleans. I mean, again, they're doing the same shit really as like last year of just like, we go up 3-0 and then we concede a dumbass goal, excluding the Chelsea game. But
right. But dude, they're gonna run into some cleans. They have 4.
That's crazy. That's
in
crazy.
12.
That's crazy.
Crazy, but it also that's, to me, that's eye test too. Like, I'm like, that sounds right.
Yeah.
So you're still looking at them, you extrapolate that out to they get 12. That's still good, but it's not what we're used to. I mean, we're used to like their worst case
12
is like 18.
Is a joke. Yeah, 12 is a joke for them.
But it's still good. But it's for
good.
them, right?
It's still like top 5 every season, but for them, it's really bad.
Yeah,
I mean, they're on the same number of cleans as Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man United.
And United,
what?
Fucking
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he's not using Rico Lewis more. I thought he would maybe unleash him a little bit more this season. He's still really just not playing him. I don't really get that. I feel like they need just more like pressure release valves in there. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But he's also
when that
playing.
Happens, they just go to the transfer market, right?
Yeah,
and
buy
they
someone for 80 million or whatever.
Probably will. They'll probably just buy some incredible center back that'll fit right in, and that's it.
So, I mean, Gvardiol also, interestingly, I mean, he just doesn't play center back. Like, he just never plays center back.
I know.
He plays left back every game, and it's tough. I had
such a different opinion of what they were going to do with him and how he was going to fit in. He's just a left back.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing like left back like when they had Laporte.
Left back. Yeah.
He's doing like Laporte left back stuff where it's just like, doesn't feel great.
Yeah. It doesn't
ever
seem like the best way to utilize the best tweener in the world. And he's not tweening at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
City's
a little bit, and they also just play a different four every game. It's every game is different.
Every game.
So that that's problematic to me.
And Ederson pulled out of Brazil with some sort of injury, so maybe it's Ortega time.
Want to go? Yeah, just didn't want to go.
X50 said, what do you do when you're having a bad week after bad week to get yourself out of the death spiral? Is it a case of trusting the process, not panicking, or is it better to just hit yourself out of the mess you've gotten yourself into?
Hits, baby. More hits. Always hit.
If your process is a good process, I would say don't panic, trust the process. But some
if your process is taking hits,
bad.
Trust the process.
There you go.
If it's anything else, take hits.
There you go. Phoenix, cash replacements other than Saliba. There you go. That's your kind of question right there.
Literally,
who are the defenses? No, but actually, 50 also asked who are the good budget defenders to tide us over for the next 4. But let's just go longer term than that. Like, who are the defenses that are good targets right now? Because I think that is always like a shifting thing based on fixtures.
Yeah. So I still feel like the only trustworthy defenses are those 4: Newcastle, Liverpool, City, and Arsenal. So, I would definitely look there first. But,
Arsenal, for me especially, I think they're just easily the best defense in the league for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that for sure. And they are still priced to buy. I mean, Saliba's 5'4".
And that's why I hid in Ben White.
Yeah, hid in Ben White. He's 5'8". Saliba is 5'4". I mean, Gabriel low key is actually the best one.
He is. He obviously is. It's just I couldn't deal with the potential frustration of him not playing a banker, which they don't even clean in the end anyway.
Yeah, that's
Saliba, fucking great pick too. Don't go near Zinchenko or Tomiyasu. Give me a break. And
I think it was ultimately just a lot of things leading, like the Sheffield United for him not to play with the Brazil stuff and all of the pile up. It was just a one-off, and he's going to play as much as anyone else will play.
Yeah, I mean, Scott on the fireside was I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think he said Gabriel start 95% of the time.
Sure.
It's
right.
Okay,
But I think you could still also now look a little bit more of, who's attacking. I mean, Bastard Man's back. He played a couple games. He's a pick.
I know. It's one day into international break, and I'm looking up Reece James's price 2 hours ago before we started potting. Someone help me. Someone help me.
5'3", Newcastle, Brighton. Home Brighton's actually not terrible, but then he has a really good run. He's obviously not going to make it through the whole run, but he's fit until he's not. 5'3", dude, that's fine.
Fine.
When the clean sheet assuredness is this low, if you could get someone
across
who's got,
league,
no, Chelsea are not, in the same breath, I think, of those other 4 teams in their defenses, but they're in the next below tier. Reece James.
Yeah, they don't have the cleans, but I think Chelsea's a legit, very good defense. I mean, they've been pretty consistent all year, good defensively. And, obviously, away Newcastle's bad. Home Brighton is not great for a clean. But they have a good run right there starting. If Reece plays those games, he's a fucking incredible pick. That's a big TBD. But getting some Chelsea defender that's kind of cheap, are any of them cheap? Disasi's
not really.
5. Yeah, none of them are really cheap, but unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking cheap, it's hard, but you have to just find a fixture run. I mean, like.
I mean, if it's also just how they, what weeks do you need the player to start?
Yeah.
So you have to look at that even more. But I mean, mostly none of the defenses are really that good.
Yeah.
So you just have to try and pinpoint the home bankers and try and get lucky. I mean, to me, it's just like, I don't want any of those guys. Like, I want to vacate. I just want to get out of here.
I think Brentham's a good rotational one. And they blank in 18, but, they have some bankers coming up. They have home Luton at Sheffield, home Wolves at Palace, home NFO. Those are all very startable. If you're really cheap, you're in the 4-5s or whatever. And Tsimikas is still going to start 2/3 of the games, I would say, something like that. So you could, but, it's going to be frustrating to get 1-pointers off the bench.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Brentford also, they have 3 cleans this year. It's like...
Yeah, but that's pretty above average, I feel like this season.
I don't think you want to be starting any defender ever that is like a 1-4 clean sheet team. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I would put them over an Arsenal defender or Newcastle defender, but if you're in the 4-5s, there's just... Who are you getting? Who are you getting?
Gap.
He's 4'8", right?
No one. Take a hit.
Yeah, there's no one. That's the
Hits.
problem. There's really no one. Tsimikas is the only one of any of those top 2 tiers of teams that might start the majority of the games, and that's a big might. We don't even fucking know. With City coming up, I don't know. know. And then it's a pile up, right? He's famously not the fittest player in the world. Can he play fucking every 3 days? No.
No. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Man United, they're...
Maguire.
I mean, they just had a couple of easy games, Luton, Fulham, Sheffield, but they get a little bit tougher right now. I mean, they're basically just playing defense. They're not even playing football, so maybe...
they don't have a single point off of anyone remotely good.
They're so bad.
So... Going into them at Everton, at Newcastle, home Chelsea, no fucking shot.
Games.
I mean, that is bad. That seems very bad.
What about Fulham?
Fuck Fulham. God.
Fuck Fulham, baby.
Jedi.
I mean, they either concede 0. They concede 0 or 1.
I mean, Leno. They get Leno for the keeper question.
Leno, Leno,
double-digit haul merchant. He gets fucking 5 to 10 saves a game.
Leno, dude, he's another one that we like.
We
talked about him a little bit last year.
Leno is not a bad pick right now. If you're making a keeper transfer,
no, he's not. I mean, he just he never gets less than 2 points,
which is amazing for keepers.
Coming from someone who actively has Areola and gets 1 point every game, it's huge,
dude. Leno. Weirdest quirk of the fucking world. He has 1 game all season where he's made 0 saves at Man City.
Yeah, because he let them all in. 5 shots, 5 goals.
He let up 5.
didn't need any saves.
He's just I'm taking this one off. Forget about that. But
Leno. Why weren't we on Leno really? Well, because Johnstone's.
Because Fulham suck. It's hard for me to back defenders or keepers when the defense sucks and the team sucks.
I know.
But sometimes those are the highest scoring keepers. But fuck him. He's no Johnstone. Let's go. Johnstone, baby. Woo! SK, Kevin, Mike. Is it Dom time? Their fixtures have been so bad.
You know who gets 1 point a lot? Johnstone.
Yeah. He's a bit of a 2 or a 6 or a 1er.
He has 5 1-pointers. He has more than Areola.
Yeah, but if you mix in 3 9-pointers,
it balances.
It works out.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, what was the question about the next guy?
About Dom.
Salonks. Yeah.
Is it time? And they've had such hard fixtures. They've had insane fixtures. And he still has points. So that's a really good omen. I mean, it's 6 goals, 1 assist. They still have no pens. But
Well,
yeah, they do have a good run coming up.
I think more miraculous to me is that he's basically, except for a couple of, he's played 90. I mean, how the fuck is this like a new human? He's suddenly available every game, which is, and I mean, last year he played like low key pretty much the whole year, but he was.
There were many random weeks where he just wasn't in the squad.
He had a flag every week.
Like,
it's every week was like, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he going to play? Is he? But, he's still just fart and poo. We've talked about it for years. He's all fart and no poo with him. He's the facilitator. I mean, you're getting the guy. He's like Ivan Toney light, and Ivan Toney is good because he's Ivan Toney.
But I think he's better this year. I think Dom's been more tip of the spear in the Areola setup, and he's getting a lot of shots. He's the goal scorer. I mean, Semenyo, I think, has been really good every game, and is like,
when he plays.
Yeah, when he plays, and he's kind of doing some of the more work stuff off the ball. And Dom just like, I feel like every time I watch Bournemouth highlights or watch them live, like he just gets in the middle of the box, he's getting the ball and scoring a goal or getting a chance. And
I haven't been
do this
similarly.
well in their bad fixtures, I think there's a lot worse you can do. If people are like starting to move off of Ali or move off of, I don't even know what other forwards, in Ketia or something like that, like, yeah, he's a shout.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still feel like he's doing a lot more link-up-y stuff than striker stuff. And, in terms of making, like, I think it's interesting where, I think we both agree that his movement is great.
Yeah.
But it's not in, like, and I'm going to score goals, my movement's great. It's great. And, like, I'm going to drag defenders, my movement's great.
Yeah.
And, I just don't see him take, like, his goals are generally like, how did he score that? Like, he doesn't get that many like real tap-ins. Like, he's like a back flick or back heel, like he's like running away from the goal and then he does some weird shit. It's like, whoa, went in. Like, cool, nice job, Dom. But it's like, in terms of him just having a game where he shoots 6 times, it's like, I've never seen that ever before in my life. And and it's, the fixture run is coming, is Sheffield, Villa at home, Palace, Man United. Well, that's not that good of an attacking fixture now, the way they're playing. Luton, NFO, Fulham. So, is he going to score 0 goals in the next 8 games? No. But, he just still looks too lightweight to me when I look at the landscape. Are you a 7 best attacker in the game? The answer is always going to be no.
Yeah, probably not. But
so it's just tough.
You need to make money. You need to move there. I'm kind of into it. Honestly, there's a case.
Why would
to be
you
made.
pick him over DCL? What's that case?
Because there's a case to be made that he's kind of having his breakout best year of his career right now.
Fine.
Like, his XG is higher than it's ever been. He's taking more shots than he ever has, and he's had the worst fixtures imaginable.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's the case, is like, he has had some like 5-shot games, 4-shot games. He just took 4 shots and scored 2 goals against Newcastle. Like, that is not typical Dom. And maybe Areola is starting to get the best out of this team and the best out of him. That would be the case. I don't know if that's where I'm standing or where I'm like planting my flag, but that would be the case, I think.
Yeah. I am very skeptical here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just haven't seen, like, I mean, they have 2 wins in the last 3, which is nice. They also hadn't won a game before. And, they're both home games. One was against Burnley, which was also, could have gone anywhere. I mean, it was a 2-1 win against Burnley at home. That was very nervy.
Yep.
And, Newcastle had their issues, and that was obviously a good win. They lost 6-1 to City in between the 2. They couldn't beat Wolves at home before. They got destroyed at Goodison, and this goes back to the beginning of the season where they've had tough fixtures. But I'm just like,
they're not a good team, but
but I mean, but I see what you're saying. You could see this as like, we're betting on the come and they have these good fixtures. Like, but I'm just, I mean, I think again, it's I think Everton, for example, is just a team that
they look
actually
great.
Has been putting good performances together for
good performances,
months.
Good numbers.
Yeah, good numbers. And like DCL is like, he's 5'8". Like, there's no world, I don't care that the fixtures are a little bit better for Bournemouth. There's no world where I'm picking Dom over DCL if I'm trying to make money on striker spot.
Really fair. Let's say you have someone like Evan Ferguson who's not in the squad and you can get one of these 2 guys. Who would
He might
ever
be
hit
back.
in Evan fucking Ferguson?
He might be back, but if he is, you won't know.
I won't know. They got a
Meanwhile,
fucking. They got
Michaelenko is just also a striker now.
He's the best
Is he the
defender in the
best
game. We
defender?
should have mentioned him when we were asking about defenders. 4-4 and best pick in the game.
He
Easy.
should have had a brace.
That strike that ended up being
The
the assist
post.
was fucking absurd.
Insane. Oh, good.
We've already done an hour. Jesus Christ. I thought this was gonna be a short one, but it never is. Just never is. Grand Burglar and Viking. If I can turn Sun into Mo, is that worth it?
Is this good?
But wait a week, right?
It depends. I mean, if you have 2 frees, then no.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't wait. Fuck, wait a week. No, just do it now. I would do it now.
I would wait a week.
I would not wait a week.
Yeah, Jeff. If we tried to be clever and own Trent, is Trent to Tsimikas just correct at this point, or an Arsenal defender? Yeah, I would rather get an Arsenal defender than Simi. I still think it was luck that he started and got a haul.
Yeah, I mean, Jomez not being available was a godsend there.
Jomez cannot. That team was so fucked, and we had no idea. Obviously, Klopp
Also, I mean,
frauding.
this isn't the week with City, but Virgil, great pick.
Dude, great pick. I'm glad you brought
Great
that
pick.
up. I have that written down somewhere. And he's gonna start scoring some goals.
He's going to
soon.
score a couple goals in the next couple months.
He's getting his
know
head
that.
on everything, and he's playing so fucking well. Like, there's gonna be. I mean, it's not a coincidence. He has 5 bonus points. He's just gonna keep doing that. He's getting like all the clearances, all the passing, all the shit. Got goals in him. Yeah, good pick.
He looks great. I mean, he's 6'1", which is
he looks back.
Yeah, which is expensive, but
Very expensive. Yeah.
yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah, we can skip some of these questions, I think. Yeah, we'll skip some of these. I think some of these questions are more for Gameweek 14 anyway, so let's.
All right, cool.
We've been doing it for a while.
Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah. We got a break here. Anus slaps, no anus slaps, no new signups. Yikers. We're in the doldrums. Anything else you want to talk about? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, so I mean, Thanksgiving is our next scheduled day, but what do you want to do about that?
Thanksgiving. Oh.
Yeah. Because usually we do Thursday, right?
Right.
For my life, the week before.
Yeah, I'll probably
games
be
are
with
Saturday.
fam. Well, I could still do night. Like our late night slot. Or would that be bad for you?
Like our normal 8 o'clock time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'll probably eat early on Thanksgiving, like 3 or some shit.
I probably won't be able to do it until later than that, though. Maybe like 8:30 or something. Or
That's fine. Or we'll just do it Wednesday.
maybe Wednesday's better.
Maybe Wednesday's better. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, dude. Any last words?
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, dude. Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL, sports page.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review, enjoy.